Imagine being Iraq and waiting for 40 years to get back to the World Cup. Just think about that. Hi everyone, my name is Joseph and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Joji's 5 Cents. If you haven't done it already, please like, subscribe, share, leave those comments and leave your 5 cents and I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. Now back to the script in question. They've waited 40 years, these boys. Generations have fucking come and gone. Presidents have changed. The internet was invented since the last time these boys have ever sniffed the World Cup. People have landed rovers on Mars for Christ's sakes. And after 4 decades of waiting, dreaming, and fighting to return to football's biggest stage, FIFA, those horrible, horrible people look at you and say, congratulations, Iraq. Your prize for waiting and qualifying is Erling Haaland. Fucking hell. I just thinking about the coach and the players, how they would have felt, the disgust that would have hit them. That wasn't ideal because Norway's giant, the number 9, didn't arrive in Boston like a footballer. He arrived like some Norse prophecy, like some old hag was there throwing in some runes and saying, Haaland 2026. Like somebody accidentally opened a portal to Valhalla and out stepped a 6'4" Viking with a goal scoring addiction. And from that opening whistle in this match, Norway versus Iraq, you could tell something was different. This wasn't just Norway returning to the World Cup for the first time since 1998. This wasn't just Erling Haaland making his debut at this World Cup. This felt like some blockbuster movie in the making, something like James Cameron would probably do. The kind where everyone knows who that final boss is. And sure enough, it took this striking Viking just 15 minutes to announce himself at this World Cup. Bang! 1-0, Norway up. The Vikings have fucking landed in the US. But hey, credit to Iraq. A lot of teams at this point would have folded, packed up their bags and jockses and sockses and fucking flown all the way back to the airport. But not them. They never panicked. Instead, they punched back. Ayman Hussein found the equalizer and suddenly the script changed. The underdogs weren't reading the same page everyone else was. They said, hey, I'm not reading, man. And for a moment, Boston Stadium started whispering the most dangerous phrase in football. What if? What if could Iraq shock the rest of the world? These Norwegian boys send them packing. What if Norway was wobbling? What if Haaland's World Cup debut wasn't going to be his fairy tale run that everyone was expecting? Then football remembered who the fuck Erling Haaland actually is. That's the thing about elite strikers. You don't beat them. You manage to fucking survive them. For long stretches, Iraq were organized. They were disciplined. They were competitive. Then Haaland does what Haaland does, like the shark sniffing blood, like the thing what he was trained to do in Manchester City. He could hear Pep Guardiola whispering into his ear words of wisdom. Haaland, Haaland, wait, drops of blood, ocean, big shark, fucking the megalodon, and he was gone. He was gone. His second goal didn't feel like a goal. It felt like an eviction notice, and the dream was over. Over, Iraqi boys. Over. The Viking was collecting rent on his World Cup debut. 2 goals. No stress. No fucking nerves. No adjustment period. Just business. And at times, it genuinely looked like somebody had accidentally left the settings for a FIFA game on the PlayStation on beginner mode. Every run caused panic, every touch caused anxiety, every cross into the box felt like the football equivalent of a fucking tornado warning. And here's the scary part, this wasn't peak Haaland what we seen in the Premier League. This wasn't his finished product. This was his first chapter. Norway would eventually win cruise to a 4-1 victory with even Leo Ostergaard coming onto the score sheet and Iraq suffering a late goal. These boys had it coming, had it rough, own goal. But the scoreline tells half the story because Iraq weren't that bad. I might be exaggerating. Maybe, who knows? But I'm far from it. They showed some courage. They showed some quality. They showed exactly why they deserve to be on the stage. The problem was simple. Sometimes football isn't about how good you are, it's about who you're standing across from. And Hirak happened to be standing across from Erling Braut Haaland, a man who treats goalkeepers the way Vikings treat coastal villages. Merciless, merciless from the beginning. But here's where the story gets even more ridiculous because while Haaland was busy terrorizing defenders in Boston, guess who was doing the exact same fucking thing elsewhere? Kylian Mbappé. Yes, I know I went a little bit off script, but the French Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle superstar also scored a brace on the same match day, which means Group I suddenly looks less like a football group and more like a villain convention. You've got Haaland on one side, Mbappe on the other, two of the most devastating attackers on planet Earth, two goal machines, two footballing cheat codes on a PlayStation or Xbox, and somehow Iraq have to deal with both. So Norway have been done with them. They're like, okay, off you go. Les Bleus will take care of you next. At this point, FIFA should actually issue an apology card because qualifying for your first football World Cup in 40 years, only to discover Haaland and Mbappe waiting for you, is football's version of a complete marathon and immediately being told there's another fucking marathon up a mountain while carrying a piano. But for the neutral, this was absolute cinema. I don't know if you were fans of Haaland or not, but this was cinema at its best. Like I said, a James Cameron movie because the World Cup got its dream rivalry. Two of the best strikers, Mbappe and Haaland, two superstars of a generation, two faces of modern football, two names every defender secretly hopes aren't on that team sheet when they walk onto that pitch. And after match day one, both have already fired their opening warning shots. The Vikings have landed. The princes of Paris have answered. And if this is how the story starts, oh, for fucking sakes, imagine how the next chapters are going to be. The rest of the footballing world has officially been put on notice. Winter isn't coming. For defenders, it's already here. Welcome to a Nordic winter.